from Vicky's Vintage, and I live in Marinette, Wisconsin, and I have a booth at the Main Street Antique Mall where I sell my painted furniture and my Miss Lillian's projects. So tonight I'm going to be showing you how to do vintage frames and how to paint them, and there's going to be an opportunity for you to win an 8-ounce paint. This is the size, and they're clear bottles so that it shows you the color, and they're beautiful, vibrant colors. You don't win this one. We have over 150 colors to choose from, and you'll get to make your choice. So I'm going to set that over here. Okay, so in order to win, you would have to like, comment, and share this video, and you'll be in the running, and they'll randomly choose a winner at the end of the demonstration. So they will post the instructions on how you get in touch with them in the comments. So if you are interested in purchasing any of Miss Lillian's products, you can either visit their website at misslillianspaint.net, or you can look for a local retailer, or you can use my affiliate link, and that's in the description. So they're having a 20% off birthday celebration. It's their 8th birthday this year, and throughout the whole month of August, they're going to be selling all their products at 20% off. So you use the promo code birthday20, and that's going to be posted in the comments as well. And if you have any questions, Miss Lillian's is online, and they're going to be answering questions, since it'll just help me to just continue on with the demonstration. So I'll go back later and look at the comments, and maybe I can help you out as well if there's a question that's directly to me. So I wanted to show you some examples. So this is a frame that I painted the other day, and it's in 3 colors. And I started out with this darkest color first. This is Treasure Teal. And if you see down into the deep crevices, you can see that it's darker down there. And then I go with a medium color, and I chose French Country. Oops, goes this way for that. And then I highlighted the top, just dry brushed with patina. And so what I like about these jars being see-through is that you can just put your colors together and see if you think that they're going to look good together. So another example, I'm going to set this one down. This one I did 2 colors. So I knew I wanted to put chicken wire in this one, and I wanted to have white with gold highlights, but I didn't think that the primitive looking chicken wire color was going to match. So I used a gray swamp mud underneath to kind of match this color, and then the white, I think I may have used antique white, and then I put the gilding jewels, the gold gilding jewels, to catch these highlights. Okay, I'll grab another one. This one, the darkest color was Hot Pink Lipstick, followed by Rosebud, and then Lullaby. So sometimes people will use a white, and a lot of times I just like to use a lighter color of what I'm using for this last coat. And then I didn't use any gilding jewels, I just thought that was pretty enough. And this one was done in grays, and then just highlighted with one of my whites. And I went and I have the price tags hanging. I went and robbed them from my booth so I could show you some examples. Okay, so the products that I'm going to be using tonight is Swamp Mud, and I hope I got it out. Here it is. Okay, and we're going to be painting Swamp Mud. What we use Swamp Mud for is when you have a shiny surface, and paint doesn't like to stick to a shiny surface, so Swamp Mud allows me to paint veneer tops or slicker surfaces like this. And I usually do 2 light coats with Swamp Mud, and you pour, excuse me, a little dirt in there. You pour what you need. I'd rather pour too little than too much, but you never dip your brush back into the jar because you'll be bringing bacteria in there. And so I just want to show you how easy this goes on. So I always pour what I need into a cup, and I'd rather, you know, just keep pouring more in rather than waste any. So you don't want to pour that back into your jar. So make sure you get all your edges. And I'm just doing this quickly just to show you that this goes on very easily. And what I would do, I'm not even going to finish this, I'm just going to go on to the next one. What I would do is let that dry completely and then put a second coat on and then let that dry. And when you have pictures that are frames that are glued on and just too hard to get apart, so that it's like this, where you have, you know, just an open frame and it's easy to paint, I just take index cards and I stick them in there, and then that protects the glass if you want to keep that. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Just wanted to show you what it was like to use that. Okay, and then this frame has 2 coats of swamp mud painted on and dried already, so we can go from there. And I was having trouble picking my colors for tonight. Up until about a half an hour ago, I was going to use these greens. And I walked into my paint supply room and I saw some purples, and I changed my mind. So I think we're going to go purple, because maybe this frame would look nice in a little girl's room. Okay, so the key is to start out with your darkest color, grabbing a cup. And I already shook these, so you want to shake her paints. There's a little marble in the bottom to help get that mixed up well. I don't want to do too much because I don't want to waste any. Okay. So I like to do the insides, because sometimes if you are doing a mirror and you get a reflection of the inside of this, it doesn't look nice unless it's painted the same color as the outside of the frame. So I always like to go in, maybe I can show you what I'm doing from this way, and paint this inside ledge. Okay, most of that. Just do very thin coats, don't do anything thick and heavy. It'll dry evenly. And dry quicker. Okay. And then flip that over. And don't forget your edges. Okay. I've never put these colors together, so this is going to be an experiment. See what they look like, and if you don't like what you paint, you can always paint over it. Sometimes you need to experiment just to see if you like those colors together. Okay, so now we're going to do the surface. Try and get into all those little crevices, and these brushes, Miss Lillian's brushes work great for that. I like this size because I have small hands and it works well for me. So, just showing you too how quick this goes. And I'm kind of a messy painter. A lot of times I put newspaper over my countertop, and then I get the newspaper ink all over the countertop, but tonight I thought of using just one of the plastic tablecloths for what you get at the dollar store. And I thought, oh, I need to invest in more of those and just use those all the time. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have to be using a blow dryer or not. I hate the thought of that because I don't want you to be hearing the blow dryer sound while that's, but I'm gonna set this off to dry. And let's see, over there. Okay, and so this one I already did in advance as far as the first coat like this, the first dark coat. I need to just wash my hands so I don't get purple paint on my blue. So this one is done in Winchester blue. So we're doing this in order for the purple one to dry. So this is Winchester blue. So it's a real deep color. I was kind of hoping to achieve kind of a denim-y look with this. I'm not sure if we will, but we're gonna see. And that's part of the fun of painting. Sometimes you discover a color combination that you wouldn't have thought of, and you end up liking it and using it a lot. So I tend to be blue. I like my blue colors. Okay, so I'm going to just pick a chip brush, get a little bit on my brush. I probably got too much already. And then wipe a little bit off. Maybe wipe a little more than that off. And then just drag it over, highlighting the raised edges. And with this coat, I'm gonna get a little bit more on it than the next coat. The next coat will be the least amount to paint. And then if you get brush hairs, it's best to flick them out with the brush rather than grab them with your hands. Okay, and this is another one of those mirrors that was actually caulked in, and so I couldn't remove it, so that made it, you know, a little bit harder, where I had to cut up these index cards and stick it in there so I didn't have to clean the mirror afterward. Okay, so we need a little more paint. And then don't forget to do the edges. So drag that over there. Okay. These edges. Hoping you can see the effect. Here it's just picking up just a little bit of, okay. All right, go all the way around. So you can see this is really a quick process, but it just gives it more depth, and it's not such a stark color when you're using these dark colors. Oh, there's a little brush hair. A lot of times when you're using a brush, and these are new brushes, you want to go like this, and I failed to do that. So just to pull out some of those brush hairs and avoid getting them in your work. Okay, so I want to get a little more in there. I think I was going a little bit too light. My next color will be the lightest color, where I'll really get the brush drier and use very little. Okay. So just double checking here. I have dark areas yet that I want to make lighter. And then don't forget that little, oops, I'm going to paint the mirror, that little ledge in here. I'm just going to go through and hold these as I go around. Okay, so you can see that there's the darker Winchester blue coming through. There I go again, that spot doesn't like me. Okay. And you can pounce too if you want a little bit more with your brush. Okay. Now let's see how this one's doing. That's still quite wet. I may end up bringing the blow dryer out. But I think I may just bring it out momentarily for this one because, and then this one will dry fast. So let me just grab that. Okay, so it's going to be noisy for a second, but in order to keep moving, I got to do this. Color, it's the lightest color of all. Now you're going to see me dip into this container because it's just got very little bit left and I'm going to be, you know, using most of it up. So I use paper towels to, you probably already saw that, to wipe off most of my paint. Now here's where I'm wiping off most of it. Now this time I'm just going to lightly drag. Not as heavily as what you saw me on the other one. And I'm just going to just lightly catch those highlights. You can see how pretty that's picking those details up. I like looking at rummage sales for these type of mirrors. Sometimes you can find them on Facebook Marketplace, but people tend to want a little bit more. At a rummage sale, they will sell things cheap, and you can usually, if you're buying a few things from them, I usually can get the price down a little bit. But I am always looking for these, always on the hunt for ornate frames or mirrors. People like them, and even some people, young people are into vintage. So this is called dry brushing. And like I said, if you're just joining me now, please don't dip into your jars. I usually don't do that one, but that's almost empty. And it's gonna be gone real soon. So the reason being is you don't want bacteria from your brush getting in there and allowing that to go bad, that paint to go bad. It's VOC-free paint. It has no odor. And if it goes bad, you will know it because it will have an odor. And that the only way it goes bad is if you're getting germs in there, dipping your paintbrush in and out of there. Okay, so I'm getting the edges. Looks like I was kind of skimpy here. I like to catch this ridge too. I just think it highlights your piece. It just makes the colors pop. So, a little hair, brush hair. Okay, just do this until you're happy with it. And like I said, if you don't like the colors that you put together, keep experimenting. You can paint over it. So the key with this is starting with your darkest color first, then your medium tone color, and then your lightest color. And then with your lightest color, use a light hand as well. Okay, so looks a little bit dark right in this area. And right here too. So just take a look. Okay, I'm still seeing some darker areas right in here. So just lightly go over it. I'll get those hairs off later, oh boy. Okay. And do that until you're satisfied. Okay, so if you're just joining us, remember to like, comment, and share, and you will be in the running for a free 8-ounce jar of Miss Lillian's that will be sent to you. U.S. addresses only, please. Okay, so get on there. Get my lids on. We don't want paint. This is chalk paint, so it does dry out, so keep those covered. And that out of the way, my paintbrush out of the way. And then, let's see, what do I want to use? Miss Lillian sells these gilding jewels. And I love them. This is silver, this one's called pearl. Actually, I just got some in the mail yesterday and I want to bring them over and show you while I'm trying to pick which color I want. But look at how vibrant these are. This one is carbon, gold, copper, bronze, patina, emerald, rose, and diva. And then I pulled out night, mermaid, pearl, and silver. So you can use a brush. I like to use my fingers. And I think I'm gonna try the pearl. And it's like a metallically shimmery sparkle that just adds so much to it. And I'm gonna go with silver too. Let's see what that does. Ooh, the silver really picks that up nicely. But I just tried pearl the other day for the first time and I thought this is going to be a new favorite. But I think that of everything that I try new, I get on a kick, and I don't know if you're seeing that detail, but it looks pretty from my vantage point. So, and you see how easy that is? You're just spreading it on. Do a little more silver. Get this where you highlighted. I'm doing this quickly. I would normally take more time, but I just want to give you the idea of how to use these and what it does for a piece. I think it just gives that added touch that sets it apart. Okay, so I could go in and do more, and I probably will later. Here's a piece that caught a lot of it, and I don't know if I move it a little bit if you can see it sparkling. So I just saw that I set some blues out here too. I don't know what mermaid would do. That darkens up what I just did. So put this back on. So what I would go in and do with this then is put one coat of lackluster as my sealant. Normally when I do this with furniture I use a damp sponge, but on here I would just go in lightly and just use a little brush and get into all these crevices. And just one coat is fine for frames or for mirrors, just so that, you know, when people go to dust it, it gives it that protective coat. and makes dust maybe not cling to it so much. Okay, so I'm gonna set this one aside and see if this one is dry enough to get going on the second coat. I think not. I think I'm going to have to bring that noisy blow dryer out again. Okay. Here goes. Plug your ears. Okay, I rarely use a blow dryer. I'm just using that for time's sake. I like to let these things air dry. Let's see, so now I chose Smooth Jazz, so we're gonna see if I like these colors together. Don't need that much. So it's already toning down that deeper purple. I am already trying to think of projects that I want to use that purple on. And getting the sides. So I'm just dragging the brush over that. And I like to get these edges. Okay. Forgot that I want to do on the inside too. Just drag that in. Just to keep it consistent and with the front of the frame. And normally I'd spend just a little bit more time with this, but just trying to not keep you here all night. And like I said, this second coat has more than that last coat on my brush, but I don't want to completely cover that darker purple up. Catching the sides. It's hard to get you to see every angle. And that's a little bit blotchier than I normally like, but like I said, I'm just moving quickly. And I can always go back and fix it. Okay. Probably shouldn't experiment with colors that I've never used before on a live, but that's all a part of what we do. Just figuring out what you like. Okay, so now I chose, oh, did I tell you that color? That was Smooth Jazz, and this color I chose Fresh Sweet Cream. And when I chose these colors, I put them together, and then I put my whites together with it to see if I liked it together. And I think I said that earlier, but okay, so I need another cup. if you're just joining us, I never dip into the jar because you're going to be contaminating your paint. You don't want to do that. Okay, so this is the one where I'm just going to lightly drag over, and you can see those ornate features popping out. I got a little smeary right in here. That's because I was just trying to be speedy. Okay. On the edges. Okay, so this old ugly frame is taking on some new life. A little bit of the white around the edges. Okay, that would be pretty in a little girl's room. Rub my paint. You don't want to knock it over and waste your liquid gold. That's what I like to think of it as. Okay, so now looking at my colors, I think I might just go with this pearl. Get the lid off. I didn't even realize I still had my glove on. Okay. So I'm just going to try and... I wonder if this would look nice with gold. It's making the white just sparkle. I just don't know if the camera's picking that up as much as what I can see. So after I did this, I would go and lackluster it. Ooh, a little too much there, but getting anxious and going crazy. Okay, so I do like those colors together. Or frames, I think that would be looking nice in the little girl's room. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have one frame here, and it's pretty ornate. I showed you it earlier, and I didn't lackluster it. So here's my lackluster. Grab a clean cup and a clean brush. Those brushes in soapy water, all of them. Put in that one. And this is just a gentler stir to get those mixed. And this is your sealant. The lusters come in different sheens. This one is just more of a matte sheen, and there's a satin sheen. So it looks wet now, you know, shiny now, but when it dries, it's got a matte finish. But there's a satin sheen, and there's a Duro Shield, which is really a strong, durable, well, they're all durable, but just a really strong one that I like to use on hardware because you're gripping it all the time and opening drawers. So I like to use the Duro Shield on the hardware when I put on furniture. Okay, so this dries really fast. Like I said, I just put one coat on for frames. I just feel that it just would help be resistant to dust, and it's not that these are going to be handled. They're going to be on a wall or, you know, on a dresser top or buffet, and they won't get handled a lot. So it just needs one coat. Where my furniture, I will do 3 to 5 coats depending on the traffic that it receives. So like the sides of dressers or the sides of end tables, don't get your hands on them a lot, so that's where I may add 3 coats, where a top I might add five coats, but it goes fast. And like I said, with furniture I'll use a sponge, a damp sponge, to apply so that I have nothing dripping. So that's how you apply lackluster. So I'm going to try and recap what we talked about. When you are painting these, you start with your darkest color first, and then you go to your medium, and then to your light, and then use a lighter hand. And you know, dry brushing is just getting a little on your brush, wiping it off, and then dragging it, lightly dragging to catch the highlights. Let me get this in the water. Okay. So the folks at Miss Lillian's are going to be picking a name hopefully soon, because I'm tying this up. Hint, hint. I'm going to be ending this. While they're randomly choosing a name, I just want to remind you about the 20% off birthday celebration sale that's going on now through the end of August. So I have an affiliate link posted in the description, or you can go to Miss Lillian's website at misslillians.net and see if there's a retailer next to you. And then I wanted to show you, I'm going to be on next Tuesday night. Maybe my nerves will be less, and this is what I'm going to be showing you. Okay, so we're going to be decoupaging, and we're going to be decoupaging onto license plates. I also put them onto cans, and I give them as gifts. I keep my toothbrush in them in the bathroom because I think they're really pretty. And what I do is I just put binder twine, jute, whatever, on, tie it around. I kind of hot glue the knots because that can come undone easily, so I hot glue the knots. And use these just as wall hangers, and I sell them in my booth for $12 a piece. So I just wanted to give a little plug for what we're going to be working on next Tuesday night at 6. And my camera lady, my daughter, Rihanna, is there an announcement for a winner of the 8-ounce jar yet?
I did see it, but I don't remember the name.
Can you check it out? Renee, can you put that in again if... she's having a hard time finding it. So
Misty Hayden.
Who is that?
Misty Hayden.
Misty Hayden. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. I'm thinking that they put the instructions in there, but you're going to be able to go to the Miss Lillian's Facebook page and get in touch with them, and they will get your address, and they will send you a color of your choice. You'll be able to pick that at misslillians.net. There's over 153 colors to choose from. So congratulations, and just thank you for joining us, and hopefully you'll be back next Tuesday when we decoupage. Bye.